Then, opening time. Oh baby, we're opening up this podcast with a sponsor. Riley's Gun Store. That probably exists. They sell guns. You need a gun? Get at Riley's. You can
Peanut
shoot.
butter's
Is that a
pretty good.
sponsor or something?
Yeah, it's today's sponsor, Riley's
Oh,
Gun Store. Now, speaking of guns, Damien, what do you find so appealing about VTubers?
okay, look, man. Look. See, the problem with this topic is I feel like I'm the only one qualified to talk about it.
No,
All right.
I am qualified. I had an expert who also watches VTubers take me through show me the ropes of VTubers. Okay, I've seen
I
some
watched
VTubers
my
stuff.
fair share.
I've seen my fair share of VTubers. I'm not
All
completely
right, well,
blind.
Now that I know you have an expert opinion behind your thoughts, you see, VTubers,
Fuck.
they're so appealing because A, they're cute, and
Yeah,
two,
yeah.
they're entertaining. They're good at their job, especially the ones at Hololive. They're very good at what they do because they're hired to do it. At Hololive, you have to audition if you want the job, and they're very good at doing their job. And it's entertaining, and it's cute anime girls doing cute things. You just can't beat that.
See, I don't see a problem at all because it's like, oh look, they have like a little thing that makes them look like an animated character. This is now bad compared to other streamers who show their face.
Yeah,
This is bad. Like what?
it's really
It makes
like
no sense. There's still a person talking on a screen and
Yeah.
playing a game or doing something.
it's really no different from like any other streamer. Besides that, they're cute anime girls doing cute things.
Yeah, but then in
Like
that
you.
case, it's like I watched this one guy, but it's technically not the same thing because this other guy, he looks different and he sounds different. That's pretty much what it is. It's not streaming because they look different.
No. The sad thing is that's like, that's actually some people's opinions.
Well, they're dumb and don't let people enjoy things.
It's like if you don't like VTubers, fine. I can understand.
I don't
that.
really watch VTubers, but it's just,
But like, you don't have to like clown on people that are, actually enjoying watching VTubers.
what
and
about the
stuff.
clown one though?
What?
There's a clown one.
Polka, I think her name is.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know there's a clown.
Let's see. I haven't watched her actually, but I seen a clip of her. She seems pretty cool. Let's see. But you said you had a friend that watches VTubers?
Well, it's more like a friend of a friend.
Uh,
He's pretty neat. He knows more Japanese than you, Damien.
well,
and-
that's not very hard to do.
Yeah, and I mean he's very dedicated to learning Japanese and also Japan culture.
Yeah.
Also, he ate a fucking head of lettuce. The fastest out of everyone
What?
he was taken from us by the improv club, the Wii Sports Club.
Oh,
He was stolen, and he ate a head of lettuce.
that's
Damn him!
all right.
It's a war between Wii Sports Club and Improv Club, except for we don't know who's the leadership anymore because the person who is the president, like he was the president, but then the coronavirus hit, and then the Wii Sports Club thing is a thing still because we have a Discord, but we don't do anything in there, and he's technically still the president. But I don't know. We don't know what's going on.
That's a lot of lettuce, though, to eat a whole thing of
Yeah,
lettuce.
he ate a head of lettuce.
Weakling.
No, Michael, it was like in 3 minutes or like 2 minutes.
What the heck?
Weakling.
Michael, shut up.
Michael, are you challenging? Are you challenging?
Well, have fun because
Yes.
he lives across the state.
Michael, no, no, no. We'll record Michael trying to eat a head of lettuce faster than that. And then if he actually does it, we'll send it to your friend.
Oh my god. I'll ask him and see if he remembers his time or if he was just the fastest or if he's willing to eat another one and time himself. Cuz my friend wants the challenge. Uh
Like lettuce is like
That's good.
that's some fast eating because lettuce, like a head of lettuce, is pretty thick.
Yeah.
I am a lettuce speedrunner.
Oh yeah. I'm a Kill Michael speedrunner.
Whoa,
Whoa.
I'm aiming for world record.
that took
Whoa.
a dark turn. We were just talking about lettuce.
Yeah, Jesus.
Do you not know what a Kill Michael speedrun is?
No,
It,
GTA.
yeah, you just get shot in the first mission as Michael and you win. that's how it is. You just get killed in the first mission.
I mean, still, like we were talking about lettuce, and you're talking about killing somebody.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, I like murder. You like VTubers? I like murder. What's the difference? I have a gun.
I feel like there's a very big difference
Are
there.
you gonna argue with me? I'm the
Just
one
a
with
little
the
bit.
gun. You're the one that doesn't.
But like, you know, like murder is a crime. VTubers are not a crime.
I will make them a crime.
I wouldn't mind if they were a crime.
Why?
Hate them with a passion.
What
What?
are they doing that's wrong?
Wait, what happened?
Took my PB&J.
Wait, what?
What? Which one, Michael? I'll find him.
I don't even know what's happening.
One of the VTubers took his PB and J.
Michael, you said one of them stole your PB and J.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Who?
one was that?
Don't remember which one it was, but all I know is that they will pay.
Do you have like an image or
yeah,
something?
they're very varied in like looks. Like just naming
Yeah.
like what species they was, like cat or dog, and they're down to a lot or shark.
They look pretty unique, so like maybe
Yeah.
if you saw it again.
All I know is that they took my peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
How do you know it wasn't like your sister, and like not a VTuber?
Because I know they have a certain scent.
Do you know what? How do you know what VTubers smell like?
Yeah, wait.
Michael, are you the creep person here? Did you leave Did you leave your PBJ inside their house, and then they just took it because it's their house, so they think it's theirs?
Also, how do you know who the VTuber is? Their identities are very well protected.
Yeah.
I've dedicated my life to hunting VTubers.
They're pretty recent, so I don't think you have. Like, I don't think they existed until like last year.
I know.
No, 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 no. That's not true.
I realized they would be.
Well,
a great-
at least they didn't get big until like last year. Because they may existed, but I don't think they were that popular like in any capacity.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Yeah, they're pretty recent.
Yeah.
December 2nd, 2019 is when Hololive was founded.
Damn.
And if you want to go even further back, Cover Corporation, which is AR compatibility and stuff, which is what they use, was founded in 2016, which is still pretty recent.
It was that was founded, but that doesn't mean like it was.
Yeah.
It was completed then. They probably found it and started building it.
Yeah. I'm saying if you really wanted to push it back even further, then
Yeah. So theoretically, Michael could have been hunting VTubers for the past like 4 years.
Yep.
Michael, that's
Yeah,
not your
what-
entire life. Like you're 18, right?
Nope. I'm 4.
Michael, that would be. Oh my god.
okay. Actually, VTubers, like actual VTubers, without like Hololive or anything, started in the 2010s.
You see?
Still not
Yeah,
your
mid
entire life.
2010s.
That's still not your entire life, though, Michael.
I'm only 10.
Yeah. Also, that means you've been hunting VTubers for like 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Michael, I'm sorry, I just can't believe that.
I have like 3 in my basement right now.
What?
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 Michael, you
What?
just committed to a crime. I'm not cutting this out.
Michael.
I'm debating on if I want to say this next part or not.
Say it. I
Well,
say a
you're
lot of.
already
I
in the
say.
hole, Michael, say it.
I'm already in the hole. Okay.
Yeah.
Their feet are hanging from the ceiling.
What's funny is that's nowhere near the fucked up shit I say in your stream at 3 a.m.
I know.
In the arms of an angel. All right. Well, now that we know Michael's a criminal, on to the next topic.
I mean, I've always been one. I jaywalked just last week.
What? Really, Michael? You're like one of those elementary school kids that's like, "Hey guys, I'm cool. I walked across
Michael?
the street."
You are a fool. I jaywalked a couple days ago.
Yeah, I literally jaywalked like 2 days ago.
All right, boys, I'm bringing us all in.
All right.
Well, I guess next topic. I don't know, because it's from the last podcast, and I'm pretty sure it didn't get said because I don't remember rehearing it. But it was me talking about BoJack Horseman and how you guys should watch it and how everyone should watch it.
See, Travis. When I say I'll watch it someday, that probably means I'll watch it like 3 years from now.
Yeah, but you shouldn't do that.
See,
Because look, Damien, I was reminded of how great that show is because one YouTuber that I watch, they're doing a retrospective of it, right? And as I was editing the podcast, I saw that they just uploaded their season 3 one, and then I'm like, holy shit, it's fucking good. You should watch it.
see, the thing is, like, when somebody tells me to watch something, I probably won't watch it for a long time. Like, Ira told me to watch, like, Anohana a long time ago, like 3 years ago or something, and I just watched it a few days ago.
Okay, but here's the thing is though, Damien, is that I'm not just
You and I have
recommending
known
it.
each other for 3 years?
What? Yeah.
Yeah, I've known Ira for 3 years as well.
I knew Ira like the what's like, man, I'm so dumb. What's after freshman year?
Sophomore?
Yeah.
Oh,
I knew him sophomore year.
Yeah.
So roughly 3 years.
Yeah, I knew him on the first day of school. Because I were getting game design, and I sat next to him, and it was really, really awkward. Because I was asking him, like, what school he was from, but he was a sophomore, so he was kind of confused.
Yeah. Actually, Ira's the one that introduced me to Travis.
Yeah, and then
Oh.
and then I was friends with Michael, and then you and Michael were friends, and it was kind of weird.
It was all connected.
It kind of was. Like me and Michael barely talked in our freshman year, just like whenever we were in like the locker room, and then I would talk to Ira, and then I think like one of us shared lunch with each other, and then I guess you were friends with Ira, and then like I guess I started talking to Damien as well, and then we had a lunch with like all of us, and then just Michael knew me and also knew Damien. And then, yeah,
It was meant to be.
That was our origin story, everybody. Hope you enjoyed.
That's our origin story. Well, I mean, if we want to go even deeper, the first time that me and Michael met was because of one of our other friends who, like, he saw me playing like Omega Ruby, and that was when I was in middle school. And since being a hacker man in middle school is cool, I learned how to use hacked Pokemon using QR codes, and he wanted me to show him a shiny Dragonite. So I was like, okay. And then the next day I showed him a shiny Dragonite, and then we started talking. And then he was like, "Yo, I go to Bobcat Club." I'm like, "Yo, I'm gonna do that too." And then, yeah. And then he showed me you. She's like, "Look, this is Michael," and he showed me the other person, Jared. I think his name was right.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him in a very long time.
I don't think any of us have, unless Connor still talks to him.
Man, to this day, I think I still remember how me and Michael became friends.
Bro, second grade was wild.
And I think it was because we had the same birthday.
That's
like,
exactly
whoa.
the reason.
It
Yeah,
was like-
they-
it was like
That is
the
as any
Spider-Man
reason
point
as
meme.
ever in second grade. Like in that grade, like so I had a friend in kindergarten named Ethan, right? And then it's like, and then first grade came around, and then I saw that there's Ethan. I'm like, oh yeah, we got the same class because there's like two different classes. And I'm like, I like for the first like 2 weeks, like I don't see Ethan. And then I noticed during roll call this like this other kid. It's like, yo, I have a friend named Ethan. And yeah, you like yeah, and then they became friends because they like both hanged out with me, and yeah, just stupid stuff you get friends over in middle school. Although probably
Yeah.
the stupidest thing ever was with Robin and how I became friends with them. It was in sixth grade. I crawled across the room during math over to them, and we both like cats. Like I think I asked them, "Hey, do you like cats?" And they're like, "Yeah." And then we became friends after that.
how me and Damon met was he was the new kid at school,
Mm-hmm.
and me being the cool guy I am, I went up to him. I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" He's like, "It's doing good." And then I was like, when's your birthday?" He's like, "February 15th." And I was like, "Hey, that's mine too. We want to be friends?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah, guys, good as any reason to become friends.
Every time, it just now that the Spider-Man meme has come out, it's like that reminds me every time of it. Just like,
Um,
but yeah,
that's how a lot of my friends became kind of just like us connecting and then us being friends with other people.
Mhm.
Actually, that's a funny story from like one of my friends, why he's friends with someone else, and they've been friends since elementary school. I mean, I don't know if they were friends in elementary school because apparently, my friend would steal my other friend's toys, and that's how they became. Then yeah, I guess they became friends.
man, I was the dumbest kid in elementary school. I did two things to this day that I'm like, man, I'm such a freaking dumb idiot.
I think I
that
remember
first
what
one.
you're talking about.
The first one was we might not be talking about the same thing, but I want to hear what you're talking about if it's not the same thing, Michael. The first
Just-
thing
Yeah.
was my mom let me use her phone, like her little flip phone, for an alarm.
Okay,
And I took that phone to school and I traded it for a bag of hot Cheetos. I was like, wow, I got a bag of hot Cheetos. My mom wasn't happy.
It's
about that.
actually-
My mom was not happy that I traded her flip phone for a bag of hot Cheetos. The second thing is that my mom bought me a like cheat code book from the bookstore, and I thought it was so freaking cool. And this like kid was like, "Hey, can I borrow that?" I'm like, "Sure, why not?" He never gave it back to me.
Oh man,
I
that
should have
sucks.
seen that coming as like a kid, but like it got stolen, never got it back, and now like to this day, I'm still kind of sad that I don't have that book. But
Yeah, that
yeah.
kind of sucks. We should track this kid down, and then says, you know, you may cheat in your games, but you can't cheat death.
Oh God.
um, I have, I've most of my dumb stuff I did was in middle school.
Mm,
Like,
I,
middle school was the best. Oh my god, I think middle school was probably like eighth grade was probably like the best year of my life.
whoa.
Dude,
Honestly, same.
honestly
Actually, no,
I
seventh grade.
seventh grade I was a little shit. Eighth grade I wasn't a little shit anymore, but it was like it's practically seventh grade, but I wasn't a little shit.
I think
That's
eighth grade is when I started dealing with depression, and anxiety, and not knowing how to deal with it.
That didn't come until freshman year.
Wait,
But
why was eighth grade the best year?
because I had I had like a fuck ton of like close friends that I'm still friends to with today. Like there's like three people from like the group of like people that I like hanged out with that I'm still
Uh-huh.
friends with today and still do stuff with. Um and then yeah, I just did a lot of stupid shit and it was just a lot of fun. And yeah. Um it was also when I got my half girlfriend.
Whoa.
uh practically I only count her as a half because we were forced practically.
Oh.
Like my friend and his girlfriend, they're just like, "Yo, you guys should totally date," and we're like, "No," and then it just got worse because like literally like one of the worst things that happened was that we got a new like seating chart, like assigned seats in science. And of course, our teacher had to put us right next to each other. He didn't know, but God, also the people who shipped us were in that class as well. So they were having the time of their life. And God, it was sucked. But anyways, I wanted the kid. I was trying to get one of them get on Discord because it was the new cool thing instead of Skype. And he wasn't gonna do it. I'm like, okay, what if I ask her out? Will you go on Discord? And then he's like, yeah, sure. And then she said when I did, and then she said yeah. And then less than 12 hours later, she broke up with me. But like honestly, we both didn't really. We were forced into it. But then we actually became friends after that, so that was pretty cool. And also they shut up.
Wow.
So yeah, that was that story. There's another thing of that friend who shipped us. He stole a bike before in like one of the most interesting ways. So it was unlocked, right? Like it was at the bike lockup and it was unlocked.
Mhm.
And it's lunchtime. So he just starts riding around on the on the field. And then you remember Mr. Knuckles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well he was like all asking like, yo, whose bike is this? Is this your bike? And he was like, yeah, it's my bike. And then there's a group of people telling him, no, it's not his bike. It's this person's bike. Like it's someone else's bike. They weren't like at lunch during that lunch. And he was like, no, it's this bike. But Mr. Knuckles believed the one person, so they hid it behind a bush and rode it home.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Mr. Knuckles wasn't always the brightest. I'll be honest.
he was the coolest though. I liked Mr. Knuckles. Um,
Yeah.
Also another thing too. I never understood like the teachers who are just like when you do something stupid and you know you did something stupid and they like expect you to be all shameful when you're cleaning up the mess you made when you're like yeah I know I should clean this up. Like I don't feel shame for it because me and my friend we got raisins like removed from school lunch for a little bit because we'd always just grab like 5 things of raisins, right, and they wouldn't question it because it's raisins, and then we'd throw it at each other. And then it got to the point one day that there was just the table was just littered with raisins on the floor, and then me and that person we had to like fucking clean it up, and they're like to like like making us like do that like thing. It's like, oh, you guys are gonna have to clean this up. It's like, yeah, we know. It'd be kind of a dick thing not to.
Man, I remember in McCarver when Michael just came in back or in, I guess.
Yeah, I switched. Like you left school and then I came to your school.
Yeah. And we were little kids and we did little kid stuff. But I remember to this day we would write like I forgot what we would write, but we'd like write stuff in notebooks or something. You know what I'm talking about, Michael?
Oh, like this. I'm trying to remember. I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember what it was.
Whatever. We'd write something in notebooks and then we'd like gosh dang it. Ooh.
Like we created these fake things, right?
Yeah. It's
Like-
right it's in my head, but I just can't can't recall it.
Basically, we didn't know the term for it at the time, but we were role playing, and we
Yeah,
created this world.
pretty much.
We created this world where we like could mix powers and have different pets.
Oh
and
yeah. Yeah. And as a kid, that was just like that was so much fun.
it
like,
really was.
to us. And
That's
we would
actually-
just like run around the freaking field and stuff, be like, yeah, la, 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 using our wizardry powers and stuff.
I technically did something like that kid. The only problem with that doing it as kids is that just like there just comes a time when you just like both want to be the most powerful. So you're like, well, I have this.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, that's ineffective because I have this. And like, no, you can't do that. I have this. No, yeah, you see, I have this, so you cannot do that. I
it's
one up
just
you
like
this
it's-
time. Well, I have
and
my
it's just
anti armor that blocks out
It just becomes,
anti
two
armor.
monkeys throwing poop at each other.
Yeah, I guess I did similar things like that. I'd usually do it by myself. I'd practically like role play by myself, or if like my cousin and like her friend. Like one time, so we had upstairs neighbors. They were kind of dicks, but then we kind of became friends afterwards. After we both like Call of Duty, but they're kind of dicks. And we were playing a game. Like me, my cousin, and her friend. We were all playing a game, and then. One of our upstairs neighbor just came and broke the amazing stick that was so powerful, and we got really upset. 'Cause that stick was really important to us, and we got really upset. And then their mom yelled at us because I was like, "Well, how is he supposed to know?" And it's like, you broke her stick. Also, there's another funny thing that I guess I got like my mom remembered. So I had a friend who he was kind of freaking crazy. Like one
What?
time, okay. I mean, I don't know about now because I haven't like done anything with him since elementary school, right?
Uh-huh.
But like we were friends with like each other because we lived right next to a store, and we'd do stupid shit, like really, really stupid stuff that I regret, and I wish I could tell my past self that's really stupid. Why would you do that? Because I killed a bird with that person before, and I felt really bad after doing it. I'm like, damn,
Ooh.
that I didn't like that at all. Yeah, because there's just a bird, and he's like, yo, what if we drop this brick on him? And it's like, I guess, and I did it, and I'm like, oh no, I killed the bird.
Oh my gosh.
I know, I get really sad. Anyways, then another time, I went to his house, and we just wrestled, and it's just like, I don't like doing this. But probably the funniest story that I have of him is that so he was waiting for me to come out and like play, right? Because I guess I said I'd like come outside, right? So
Mhm.
he was waiting outside, and our upstairs neighbor, they like, they come down and offer him donuts, right? It's like, hey kid,
Uh-huh.
hey kid, what's going on? It's like, oh, I'm just waiting for a friend. Oh, hey, you want some some donuts? And then he screams no and runs home. Because that's what his mom taught him when a stranger offers you treats.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair.
That's fair, but yeah, because their upstairs neighbor later told my mom, so your friend, your your son's friend thinks I'm a pedophile. Oh my god.
Man, when I was real young, there was it was like I was like 5 or something, and it was in my really old house, like the first house I ever lived in, and there was like sticker bushes or bushes on the side of the house, and I remember one day there was like a bird that was like stuck in the bushes, and I was like, "Mama, I want to help the bird," and mom's like, or somebody told me, it was like, "No, you gotta leave nature to itself," and I was like, "But it's a little bird, and I want to help the bird."
Did you help the bird?
I don't recall.
Oh, that sucks. I mean, why would you say no? Help the bird.
Well, usually like animals can get out themselves. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if
Yeah,
I don't remember if it got out, but
but yeah, they can. But like, also, it's kind of like I don't know. It's just kind of no. Like, you should still help it. If like a
yeah,
person's tied up and they're trying to get out, like they're like or like trying to get off or like they're stuck or something, but they can get themselves out. It's like, well, you can get yourself out. It's like, yeah, but it's gonna take an hour for me to get out. Why not help me? Well, it's not my problem. It's like, well, can you just help me? Like, yeah, leave nature to nature, but like when a bird's stuck, you can help the bird out because nature
man,
does that
and
too. If a monkey finds another monkey like stuck, they're like, oh hey bro, let me get you
yeah,
out.
yeah. I know in like nature documentaries and stuff, they're like if an animal's in trouble, they're like they legally can't like go in and help, or it's just like against the rules or whatever.
What?
Like they can't help an animal if it's in trouble.
That's
They
stupid.
have to let nature run its course.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it's just kind of the rules because some people get like angry if you go and do help the animal. Some people won't.
Well, fuck. Oh, animals are dumbasses sometimes. It actually reminded me of something else. So when I was living in Montana, like, just deer decide, yo, I'm walking through the town now. They just don't give a shit. They'll just walk through the town and that
they,
shit.
they do that all the time over here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's fucking worse because we live in the middle of nowhere in a desert. So literally, you could just be walking to school and there's just a deer like, yo, what up? It's like, hey, um, yeah, because my uncle probably almost got fucking kicked by a mother, like, because their baby got stuck in someone's yard and was very dumb and did not was just like kept headbutting the fence. So like he tried opening the fence and like trying to like get it go through the fence, but the thing was fucking dumbass. And of course, this person is approaching their baby, so they're like, "What the fuck you doing, man? What are you doing?" But yeah, it's like you're not just gonna leave it there. It's stuck and
yeah.
it wants out.
There was a. It's kind of like animals are dumb. Like
Oh yeah,
sometimes I feel like they just put themselves in these situations, which
yeah.
they do.
Animals are like surprisingly smart, but surprisingly dumb at the same time.
Yeah,
It's like they could do really smart stuff, and you're like, holy shit! But at the same time, they just do the dumbest shit ever. It's like, what? You did not see that coming at all in any capacity. Did you thought that sticking your head in something would get your head stuck?
like there was this one video I saw. It was of a documentary, and there's like somehow these like this group of penguins got stuck in this giant like ditch kind of thing, and
Hmm.
they couldn't get out. Like they could not get out of the hole that they got themselves stuck in. And like eventually, like after a few days, like it was either the people that were doing the documentary helped them out, or that whole crew of penguins was gonna die. And so what they did was they made like a path in the snow that they could walk up if they chose to.
If they chose to.
So basically, they made the path and then they just left. Either the penguins are gonna die or they were gonna find this path that they made. Luckily, one penguin was like, "Whoa, whoa,
Hey guys,
what
we
is
could go up here.
this?" It walked up, and then the other penguins were like, "What the?" And so like two more just went like walked up like, "Whoa, whoa!"
Oh,
And then
hey,
all of a sudden, the whole group of penguins was like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 guys, whoa, whoa, whoa,
we
whoa,
can
whoa!"
leave.
We can walk up over here. What?
I just love
And they all just
imagining
went up.
like a bunch of penguins just marching, and they just start all sliding down, and just the other penguins just keep marching towards their fucking doom. It's like, oh, it seems we're gonna fall down in this ditch here if we don't stop walking forward. Well, they're going down there. Might as well join them. Yeah, it seems like a good plan to me. Let's keep
The
walking.
sad thing was, like, after they got stuck in it, they tried to walk back up, but they just kept sliding back
Oh
down.
my god, that's very
It's just
sad.
like, ooh.
Oh. God, yeah.
I think helping them was the right thing to do there because they were all gonna die.
Yeah,
But,
because
like,
that's the thing.
yeah,
If they're gonna die, why just sit there like, oh, not my
Yeah.
problem. I can understand if it's like another animal hunting another animal. Like, then
Yeah.
don't leave it alone. That animal's trying to get food.
yeah.
I mean, it's sad, but the other animal needs to eat. And that animal, if the animal does get eaten, it's gonna eat all the plants.
I was watching another documentary about animals, and this one was really sad. It was like a flamingo, and the flamingos like go to some area, and they like hang out for a while because there's a bunch of water, and they have their babies there and stuff. And like then they'll like for like miles they'll just go on like a march somewhere, and their babies will follow and stuff. And sometimes like there will be like the salt from the water like that's settling will like get stuck on the
Get stuck on the what?
okay, good. Get stuck on their feet, the baby's feet, and so they'll get left behind by the whole crew because the whole crew's like, "Well, see ya." And so it was just like a picture of this like little baby flamingo like being left behind, and it was so sad. It had salt stuck on its legs.
How could
Good.
how could you like consciously?
Oh
do
wait,
that?
I've seen that. That's actually sad.
Yeah,
I know, like just take a picture. Like I don't understand. Like did they help it at all, or did they just leave it there?
I don't know. That's where it like cut out, just like it zooming out.
This little guy is gonna die. All right. Okay. What do we want? Subway or something? Okay, let's go get Subway.
I'm out.
What? Hey, sir. What about the flamingo? I'll make it. but sir, it's crying. Go. Let's go. I want some food, man. I'm hungry. That reminded me of another thing. I think I've talked about it before, but do you guys know about that one show, Kid Nation?
Vaguely.
Damien, what about you?
He said timeout, I think.
Oh.
I'm back.
Okay.
So what were you asking?
Do you know about Kid Nation?
I think I've heard of them.
Because heard of them, it's a TV show. But yeah, I think I talked about it before to you guys, but practically they took a bunch of kids ranging from like 8 to 15 into middle to
Yeah,
a
told us
ghost
about
town.
this.
Yeah, into middle of a ghost town in New Mexico. And like, okay, one of the parts it was just really weird because like it was he was the youngest kid, and they like the person who like watched the first episode. He did it like Jontron. He did an interview with that guy now, like when he's all grown up and stuff. And yeah, he basically describes it like as like yeah, practically like he ran away and he started crying, and then one of the cameramen found him, and then said, "Hey, is it okay if I film you?" And then he just kind of went like, "Sure," and it's just this cameraman just filming this kid crying. That's like the entire scene. Yeah, it's just this kid crying because he's in the middle of the fucking desert and he can't see his mom until like 3 days. Like because once you're there, you have to wait 5 days, and then they'll give you an option to leave, and then you have to wait 5 more days.
I want to know whose idea was that.
Oh, I can't remember who, but you can definitely the host of his show, it was his idea. Yeah,
Oh, dear.
it was a dumpster fire. So because they're kids, they had to cook their own meals, and saying as Olus was 15, they weren't really good at cooking meals. I could cook as 15, but you have to cook for a whole like a class practically like size. Because they fit a whole school bus of kids. So practically like a class size, you have to make food for.
Neat.
And the picky ass motherfuckers too, because they're kids. Um, and also they don't know how to wash dishes that well, because so they gave them bleach to wash like cups and stuff. They weren't really good at washing them out. And some of them got like bleach poisoning from it, and had to
Oh.
have an ambulance come over, and now they don't have to wash their cups and dishes anymore because the
Like,
also
what was going through their head? Like, let's just toss a bunch of kids into a freaking ghost town and watch them survive.
I really find it funny. It's just like because like the guy explains it as like, all right, so this town was run by adults and everyone died. So now we're throwing a bunch of children and see if they can do better.
It's like,
Makes sense to
I
me.
can answer that question for you. Of course they won't do better.
Yeah.
They're kids.
There was some monitoring of like a course, but like they're making sure like that they were like thirsty or not. But they did not make sure they were warm, because that kid who did the interview, like they didn't get any blankets or pillows or heaters, and it's the middle of the night in fucking New Mexico in a desert. And like he literally said like he shivered every night he was there.
Yeah, it gets pretty cold in the deserts at night.
Also, by the way, they only had one outhouse as well for like a whole group of kids.
So these kids would like line up in front of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my god.
They did do it. They did do a thing where if they complete a challenge, they get to earn they either get to earn a TV or 7 more outhouses. What do you choose, children? Would you rather have sanitation or entertainment? Make your choice. Like they did have like leaders, like kids that were actually like semi-smart, so they're like, okay, we're taking the outhouses because it's a problem. Also, another kid got 3rd-degree burns, I think.
Jesus Christ.
My goodness.
What happened is that, like, so yeah, the kids had to cook for themselves, right? Kids aren't the smartest, and they had cooking oil, and it's like, okay, let me just like pour a lot on there. And then the fire's like, fuck you, and then fucking flew into their face.
Man, this show only made it through like 1 year.
Did
Nobody liked it.
Did you look? Yeah, none of the parents liked it either, because they weren't really explained much of what it was. Also, another thing too about the kid who first left, he was completely ripped off. Hold on. So, like the youngest, who was the first one to leave, like when his time came up, he's like, okay, does anyone want to leave? Right? And he's like, yes, I want to leave. By the way, like the host looked down on him. It's like, you're really gonna leave? And it's like, yes,
Yes.
yes. And then after he leaves, after he leaves, it's hilarious. Because then they're like, also, like right after he like gets on the bus, he's like, okay, you can win money. Look at this money, you can win it. So they didn't tell him about the cash prize. He didn't know he could win any money at all until he left. Like he said that he felt ripped off, and that it would had some incentive for him staying because I think it was like $5,000 that you could win.
Yeah, you know, as a kid, that's a lot of money, but like as an adult, that's not even close to worth it.
Yeah.
Bro, as a kid, you could fucking do whatever you want with $5,000.
Yeah, as a kid, that's a lot of money, but you
Yeah.
know,
But yeah, and to an 8-year-old, that would be incentive to stay. It's like, holy shit, I can win $5,000. That would like, yeah, okay, I guess I'll stay. But they didn't tell him until he left.
you mean, man, not only were they freaking mistreating these kids, they were also ripping them off.
Yeah, yeah,
$5,000 for you to try and survive out here in freaking ruining temperatures and stuff.
yeah. I think it's like the only way you can find it is off of people uploading off of YouTube, or the DVDs that was handed out to all the contestants, because they kind of wanted to get rid of it because yeah, it was really dumb. Who said yes to this? Who's
Because
like,
it's child abuse.
who said yes to this? Who said like, all right, guys, I want to make a show where we put a bunch of children in the desert. Seems
I
good.
want to know.
Seems good to me.
I want to know what the parents were thinking. Like, yeah, sure, take my kid.
I don't think
Take
they
'em.
were told that much. Like, I think the parents thought like
I hope so.
it was like completely monitored. It was gonna be like a summer camp. Like you're living in the middle of the woods, but it's like everything's monitored. Everything, like, make sure you have everything, and they have everything prepared for you. Like they'll make sure you're fed, you're warm, you're safe. This, they made sure that they were safe ish.
Ish.
They checked the area for any dangerous animals, and then they like had people like encircling around them, like in the town, like on the outskirts of like the town. Make sure that no wild animals or like weird people like show up in a ghost town.
They couldn't, like, I don't know, like, what were they? How far were they expecting that to go?
What's funny too is that the host had a really nice trailer and everything that you can sleep in while all the kids get to fucking freeze at night because it's fucking like freezing below temperature. Like, Jesus Christ. God, I don't know what they were thinking. He was thinking he was making money. That was sure. Also, what's funny is that they labeled them in like classes of like what you'd like do. And you want to know something funny? The laboring class, where like pulling shit and all the hard work was all given to the youngest.
Oh my god.
What? You telling me I'm gonna have to pull a cart of food? I'm fucking 8 years old. I don't even know how to speak English.
See, that's the thing about kids. Like, they're kids. They're lazy. They don't want to do work. They don't want to do anything. They want to sit and play outside and watch TV. Like, how far were they expecting this to go? Like, were they expecting this to become like a super advanced kid society or something?
No. Even her cat's getting
Ignore
mad
that.
about it. Your cat's getting pissed off. Like,
Like,
what the
yeah, freaking, what was wrong with that show?
yeah, what the
All
fuck?
translated into.
Yeah, I don't know. That show is just whack. It's probably
Man.
Jesus. Yeah, it's just probably the stupidest thing ever. Like when like filming something, just putting a bunch of children in the middle of a desert, tell them survive. We'll make
I'd
sure.
like to think that like, whoever he went to for this was like, hey, Johnny, I have a good idea. Let's throw a bunch of kids in an abandoned ghost town and watch them survive.
Yes, yes. I see. I'm very bored. I love watching children suffer, so let's get going. What's funny is too is
Maybe
that
the rest of the world were like watching kids suffer too.
No, nope. Turns out that parents don't like their kids suffering. What's funny too is that you can't win the cash prize unless you earn it. So it's not even like being there you earn a cash prize. You have to be awarded like the best student of the week to earn a cash prize. And that's the only way to do so. So if you're a little crybaby who cries and get filmed while crying because you want to see your mommy, then you don't get no money, mister. Go on the bus and go home. Goodbye.
So messed up.
That is, like, Jesus Christ.
Sign me up.
Michael,
I mean, Michael,
torture
you
some
can go on a
kids.
survival show if you want. You're an adult. You're
Yeah.
of age.
No, to torture some kids.
Michael, I guess we found the other person who'd watch the show.
Man, Michael's really revealing that his true identity in this episode. That he's been a criminal all along.
Oh, yeah? Well, like I said, Michael, I've been just deceiving you the entire time. I'm bringing you into what do we call it? I'm bringing you in. I have a gun here, and it may be pink, but that doesn't mean anything. I'm gonna bring you in. Come on. Come on.
Yes, please, Daddy.
What?
There it is.
What? 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 What?
What?
You want me to just shoot you right now?
Please, Daddy.
Anywho. Besides Michael's weird fetishes and killer instincts, do we want to finish talking about that gamer explain or whatever?
Oh, you want to talk about Game Explain?
Yeah.
Okay, so practically to anyone who doesn't know is that this person he was like, "Yo, I got a job at Game Explain," and like that's pretty cool and all. Now keep in mind this is very basic understanding, and mostly paraphrasing what people said. But practically, so for the first like 8 months of him working with Game Explain, he was not paid anything, and the reason why is because so the head of the guy, the head of the founder of Game Explain was like, "Oh, yep, we'll get that set up. Don't worry, buddy. Don't worry. Yep, 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 yep." And then the only time he actually got his payment set up is when he was actually questioned in person. They're like, "Hey, where can I get like my payment thing?" And they're like, "All right, how about $540 a month?" I was like, okay, I guess. So yeah, he did $540 a month because the person thought that he was like practically that like they weren't doing well like financially or something. And he did have other source of income, so it's not like he exactly needed it. So yeah, he didn't have access to the channel really, which is understandable. You don't want to have like 20 people having access to like one channel. That's just kind of hectic. So he had them make his videos and then give it to them. And practically, he also wrote like walkthroughs and game throughs and that stuff. But he was always paid out a flat $540 a month, no matter how much work he did. Even if he did a crazy amount that week or that month, he'd still get paid 500. Like if he did many reviews, walkthroughs, and everything, and practically had like very little breaks throughout the thing, or if it's just like a slow week, or slow month, he'd always get paid that. So later on, one of the like the things that happened was that practically they were gonna have someone else review Final Fantasy VII, but then I guess they couldn't do it because stuff. It was kind of hard, and they needed to get a review out in 2 days. So they gave it to the person, and he reviewed it or like he said, yeah, I guess I can do it. And so he had to play the entirety of the game in 2 days and then write a review about it, which is insane. It's really insane, and kind of why I don't like reviewers, because they have deadlines. Like, you should just let someone play a game, and then when they feel like, yeah, I think I have a good understanding of the game and I think I can write a review, then let them review the game.
Yeah.
Instead of like, oh, we need a review out fast. I played like a quarter of the game. You know basically the game. Okay, you're hired. And yeah, so that really, he didn't really like that, and he's kind of just like, nah. And a lot of people started leaving, and to create their own thing, which is basically like, I don't know, they just do stuff. Anyways, throughout the entire time, even when he was gained access to the channel, they didn't allow him to see like how much money they were making. Like, they did for like 1 second, and then they like removed that access again. So he didn't know how much money they were making still. And then practically doing the math of things, practically how much work he was doing, he was basically getting paid $1 an hour based on how much work he was doing, which is,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, it's very poor. And some other math, taking how much money, like just like assuming how much money you get for like an ad and like for all this thing, they have enough money to pay all their employees like, I think 20 or 40K a year for like all their employees. So
Like that's the total for all their employees.
no, like for each employee, like each
Oh,
individual
dang.
employee gets, like, that's how much money they're making. So they weren't having any crisis with their money, and that's why they couldn't pay him. They were just not paying him for what he's worth. So yeah, he did quit. His wife really egged him on doing that, because he's like really, because he's like he works a lot, and he does a pretty good job, and it's like, you're not worth like how much you're being paid right now.
Yeah.
You
Man.
need to get a raise, like ask for a raise or something, or get a different job, because it's not healthy.
Yeah. I mean, it's impressive that he like stuck with them, even though he's getting paid like 549
Well,
a month. He
because
said.
well, yeah, because he, like I said, they weren't like exactly like hurting for cash. I think his wife had a job. He had a second job as well. So like they were getting money. So they didn't like exactly need the money, but like, and he also didn't exactly like, cuz that's the thing. He didn't know how much they were making. So he was more, cuz he was thinking through like the entire time that they aren't making that much money, like they can't really afford to pay, like, give me more, practically.
Yeah.
Which is kind of silly, because like how big Game Explain is.
Yeah.
And yeah, the founder has come out and said, "Oh, I he said things. He said basically that that wasn't his intention, but like, it's kind of hard to believe that when you just didn't set up for the first 8 months of him getting paid." Like,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to do that. You know, it's hard to do that. Okay, but you have to pay your workers. Sorry, workers, I didn't
Yeah.
get your paychecks out. It's hard to run this factory. It's like, we're also, we need to get paid though. It's like, well, okay, I'll get your paycheck soon. I appreciate all of you, but you'll get your paycheck soon. It's like, yeah, most
Usually, unless people are like really poor, they're like not gonna take that.
even if people are poor, they're not gonna take that. They need money. If you're
Yeah.
poor and you're needing money, and you're doing work and you're not getting paid for it, they're gonna put up a fight, because they need the
Yeah.
money. Because that's the reason. I think it's the opposite. Because that's the reason why. Because he wasn't exactly like a poor person. He had enough money to support his family, because he has kids and his wife, and they're like doing fine for themselves, and that's why he didn't put up with it, because he didn't really need more. It may have been helpful, but like, he didn't need more. But that's how much work he was doing. He was literally getting paid under minimum wage.
Yeah, he definitely was getting underpaid there.
Yeah,
That's a messed up situation.
yeah. I can kind of understand the Final Fantasy thing a little bit because that was practically not their fault. I think that was more Square Enix fault of like getting them a review copy.
Yeah.
And because I think I don't know really how that process works, but how I think it is that when you're given a review copy, I think you have to get a review out by a certain date,
Yeah.
so you don't just like steal it like haha. I'm not gonna put out a review. I'm just gonna play it, losers.
But they should have given him more than 2 days. Like
Yeah.
I could probably beat Final Fantasy
Oh
VII
yeah,
in two
yeah. You
days
can
if
play
I
it.
put, like all day into it.
Yeah, that's what he did practically. Like you can, but the thing is that like one, it's even bad for the review because then you have a bad experience with the game. Because
Yeah.
like I can play a game all day, but then when I like after a while it just becomes like I want to stop playing. I want to play something else.
Yeah.
Especially like I don't know if Final Fantasy VII Remake is grindy at all or like
In hard mode, it can be pretty grindy.
I think he was doing easy mode just so he can get through it.
Yeah. It's
It's
then it like and for easy and normal, the game pretty much scales you up pretty well.
mm, yeah. I kind of don't like that about games. I wish like hard mode wouldn't be just like, oh, you gotta grind. Sadly, Persona 5R does that a little bit on hard mode. Only for the first boss, I think. Because I recommend you don't do the boss until you get to level 11, so you can get slime, which has two things that are really helpful for beating Kamoshida. It has Tarunda, so you can lower his attack, so he doesn't just one-shot all your party members, practically. Because I think he's capable of completely murdering Morgana if he gets an attack boost and he uses his volleyball attack. And he gets all 3 hits on. I think Morgana dies from that.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
And also Slime resists physical, which is practically all of Kamoshida's moves, so Joker just becomes literally unkillable. Like every time I do that fight, Joker is never an issue because everything he does against Joker does nothing, and he just stands there like, yeah, I don't care. An is dead. I don't care. Ryuji's dead. You think I give a fuck? You aren't gonna kill me, bitch. I'm gonna lower your attack. You're gonna do like 10 damage to me, and I'm going to slowly kill your ass. Although it's funny
I
though.
think
Oh, go on.
I think Persona 5 also did like a good job of scaling the player up
Mhm.
for
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
final boss battle, at least in normal.
yeah. The final boss is hard, but like you can do it still.
Yeah.
On hard, I will say besides Kamoshida, yeah, it was pretty easy, especially with mementos if you do that regularly enough. Because if you do it regularly enough, then yeah, you practically get enough XP. Because yeah, if you have a target and you want to continue someone's confidant and you go down and then you get you get good amount of XP. Especially also with the Josei thing. If you upgrade XP, then yeah, you're definitely getting good enough XP.
Man, I remember like there's like I forgot what the skill is called, but you know like how you can run into enemies and mementos
Oh
with
yeah,
the
that's the
bus?
best thing in the game. Yeah.
Yeah, that I freaking leveled up like hecka fast with that.
Yep. At the like my first time through the game, like right like the day before the final day, it's like I want all my guys level 99. Like might as well do it. So I just spent like 10 minutes and I got everyone to level 99 by just running into people. And then I fought the Reaper. He's pretty cool. I gotta say though, fighting the Reaper in Persona 4 is way annoying. He's literally not a threat at all. See, what the thing is that it's supposed to be like if you're greedy, you'll have to fight the Reaper. If you open it, so practically you fight the Reaper by opening too many chests, right? Doesn't seem like that much of a bad concept. Well, if you want to fight the Reaper, God, it's so fucking annoying. Practically, you have to open up 20 chests, and then after you open up 20 chests, you'll start hearing chains, right? Well,
Uh-huh.
the next chest you find has a chance of having the Reaper in there. It's not guaranteed, has a chance. So when you're hunting for them, of course it never works. There's also golden chests that requires keys to open, right?
Uh-huh.
If you open up those, they just immediately reset the chest counter.
Neat.
Yeah, so there's literally no threat to him at all. Like, kind of same in Persona 5R. Like, if you can explore the entire floor of an area in like less than 5 minutes. Like most of the time when I want to fight the
Yeah.
Reaper, I just like, all right, about to go grab something to eat, and I come back and he's still not there yet. But in Persona 4,
Yeah, I think
go ahead.
like it, like out of the whole playthrough, my Persona 5 Royal playthrough, I only ran into him once.
And and I think I know how you did. It's probably because not you waited around. It's probably because of the mementos thing, where there's a random chance on floor mementos he'll instantly spawn, and even then he's not that dangerous. You can just kind of just drive by him.
Yeah.
It's like, excuse me, sir.
But for the last boss fight, like I can see definitely how that boss fight can be made easy or be easy. But for me, it took me like 2 to 4 hours. I think it took me forever.
Okay, what do you mean, like last boss fight? Don't say it because I don't want
Like
to put
that
spoilers.
god, dude.
God damn it.
Yeah. Not Maruki.
Don't.
He wasn't that difficult.
Shush. Michael has said he wanted
Oh.
to play the game and that he's probably
whoops.
wanting to take my copy.
Spoiler alerts, Michael.
Yeah, and now I have to put a spoiler.
I wasn't listening.
And yeah, and after
Oh, okay.
and I have to put a spoiler. You're making more work for me, Jamie.
When I heard you when you guys started talking about the game, I just zoned out.
Yeah, I noticed.
Well, good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, Travis.
Yeah. I think the first time I fought that guy that you're talking about.
Yeah, that guy.
I had a little bit of an issue. It took me around 30 minutes, but God, I fucking, I feel like it's not one of, it's like the way you kill him is just so satisfying that it's like it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's like fuck yeah.
I will say that it was a fun fight,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the first part of the fight is harder than like the second part of the fight.
No,
Easily.
no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean harder? Like, what do you mean? Because honestly, it's kind of
Okay,
similar
so-
throughout the entire thing.
Okay, wait. Who are we talking about here?
We're talking about Cupman. There you go, Cupman.
Like the final boss fight in
No.
Royal?
No. You know who so you know he was a cup. He's a cup. And then he
Oh,
yeah,
okay, yeah, okay. No. The cup guy, that part was easy.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
second part was a lot harder. I was talking about the other guy.
Oh, wait, are you talking about the final boss in R? The
Yeah.
third semester final boss. Let's just say that. Oh, so the
Yeah.
first part was harder. Yeah, I would completely agree with you because but it makes sense-ish. Kind of, not really. Okay, it makes sense combat-wise because you have things that constantly are reappearing. You don't know their weaknesses. They only get attacked when you hit their weaknesses, and if you don't attack them, you don't do any damage to the boss. So like that's the reason why it's hard. But then the final boss is just, or like the final form is like, oh, I'm doing a lot of damage, and I'm just one guy though. And especially with endgame, like Persona, like honestly, my favorite part about Persona is the Persona building stuff and just the stupid stuff you can do. For example,
Yeah.
the fake out final boss, if you know who I'm talking about. Like, oh, this is the final guy, this is our final one, but then it's not, right?
Uh.
It's before Cup guy.
Oh.
So now you know who I'm
I
talking
think I know what you're talking
about.
about.
Yeah, well, so his final phase when I was doing my Merciless run, I like
Uh-huh.
that final part, like when he punches all your friends out of there, and it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
you and him. Like I actually got kind of spooked, so I was like, I have a plan, and you know what my amazing plan was?
yeah.
One of
What?
my favorite personas when I first played through, because I got a fusion accident in the first game,
Yeah.
and I got a thing, and I'm like, God damn it! And I'm like, oh wait, this is great because it repels physical and gun. And it just carried me like all the way to the final boss of the base game, because then he starts using almighty moves, which you can't repel that or do anything against.
Okay.
But
So for like, go ahead.
so my plan was, so that final phase was just one him on him. I'm like, okay, he doesn't
Uh,
use any almighty skills, and there's a move called Makarakarn, I think, or something. I butchered that really
I
badly.
think I know what you're talking
Yeah, but it reflects magic once. So what I would do is that I would use it. He would attack. It would reflect back on him, and I'll use it again. And it'll attack. And it'll reflect back on him. I'll use it again, and it'll attack. It'll reflect back on him, and he died. And it was the most fun thing ever because I'm just going through this entire boss fight, and I'm like, I hope this works. It's gotta work. I don't think he has an almighty move, and he does not. He only has the like 4 basic elements and a physical move. So Rangda is the best. So what were you gonna say?
I do think that, like, for me personally, the final boss in the base game of Persona was like infinitely harder for me. It
Yeah,
just I had such a difficult time beating him.
I think the problem was, or like the problem is there, is that because um in normal, so practically y- you're supposed to be like around like levels 70 to 75 when you fight him, because he is 70, he's level 75.
Hmm.
And I think the reason why he's a lot harder is just because the personas that you have. Because like
Yeah.
you don't you because most of the time you don't get access to ultimate personas, and the only way to get access to them is if you do Justin and Caroline's rank thing, and then
Mm.
you are able to buy higher level personas, and that's practically like in the base game of how you got like end game personas. But with the third semester, you're allowed to get up all the way to like level 90 by just going through the palace normally, and then
Yeah.
you will practically get like, and then you're able to get practically all like the super powerful personas that have really good things. For example, the ultimate counselor persona is really really good, especially if you give it Heat Riser. Did you ever get Heat Riser at all?
I don't remember.
Probably on Haru because she learns Heat Riser, but practically it buffs all 3 of your stats up for one
Oh
person,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
right?
think I did.
Yeah. Well, if you get that on the ultimate counselor persona, he has a special trait that if you things inflicted on yourself, like stat increases inflicted on stealth, increase by or like last 2 turns longer. So you get 5 turns of all 3 of your stats up.
Oh man, I'm remembering everything now. Okay. I remember how I finally beat him, and it was complete luck. Like Futaba at the last possible moment used that one skill where she literally raises your health all the way back up, all your magic all the way back up, and then freaking ups all your stats. And that was what allowed me to win. I
No,
was
you
like,
don't have
gosh
that.
dang it.
No, you don't get that for that fight. That had to
I
be the.
did though.
But was it for third semester?
I don't know. It was the final boss fight, and I remember very clearly that
Okay,
she
was
did
it the
that.
final boss fight for Persona 5 or final boss fight for Persona 5R?
It was for the base game.
that you don't get that. She only gets that with her third awakening. That's only accessible in the third semester. She can res everybody. That's probably what happened, and heal everyone. That's probably what she did. But what you're talking about is her move that she learns in there, where she reses everyone, heals everyone, and buffs everyone. And she only gets that during that.
Okay, I might be getting them mixed up then, because I think she did do that. She did it for one of them, and it saved my run.
The thing is, I think with that one, she does it very little, but with the new one she gets, they're like, whenever you're like below half health, just give her like a 50% chance to do it, because it happens so often. Jesus Christ! Like when I did it my merciless route without grinding at all, I'm only allowed to kill one thing and not allowed to kill anything in mementos. I was like around level 80. No, I was around level like 90 because in Merciless you get 1.2 times XP. So I was able to get most like high level like things. I think I was able to get everything. Actually, yeah, I was 95. So I was able to get every single persona in the game, which was pretty cool, not gonna lie. Stop it, I'll shoot you. But practically, yeah, during that fight, it was pretty difficult because I'm like, hey, I want to use this guy, and he's weak to Bless, and this guy's like, yo, I'm going to use Bless. And if you don't know, in Merciless, all weaknesses and crits do 3 times the damage.
Ooh.
Yeah, it makes it a lot of fun because it, like, things die faster and combat's a lot faster. But,
Yeah.
also bullshit happens sometimes. Like, I was doing, Futaba's Palace, and then, I got shocked, and I was shocked, and then the guy hits me, and of course, because it's a technical attack, he does 300 damage to me with a basic fucking, like, a regular melee attack.
We should probably stop talking about Persona because I could talk about it for hours.
Yeah, me too. We should talk about it later.
Well, all right.
What time is it?
Have anything left to say, Michael?
Nope.
Do you have anything left to say, Travis?
Not particularly.
Well, all right then.
Well then, yeah, this is another podcast. I don't think we ever fully explained the game explain thing, but it kind of was. I don't. I never fully explained the game explain thing because, I don't know. It's kind of hard to give your opinions on about it because it's a pretty one-sided conversation.
Yeah. I mean, I hope everybody knows that the guy's kind of a douche.
Yeah. Most people do. Most people are just like, dude, you're kind of an asshole. No one, when he said that, no one believed him. Practically, they're just like, no, you're just trying to have some people like you still.
But all right.
Well then,
See you guys.
that was
See you
Peanut
guys
butter.
later.
that was episode 3. Ooh boy, let's hope this one doesn't have any problems.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Let's hope so.